Howdy everybody out there in YouTube land. Welcome back to the channel. So today I want to do a shout out to Emily Slights 52. She has another Kickstarter on the horizon. Yes, on the horizon. Who knows, maybe someday she'll have on the horizon playing cards. But right now she's doing the Nebulas. I don't know if you want to call them the V2s with a variant or a V2 and a V3. But either way, she's doing two at once. So this is the original Nebula with the purple and blue. Absolutely love it. And this is just Nebula. And then the next two that's coming out is the Supernova, which is going to be kind of like a gold and red, an explosion of art. Absolutely gorgeous. And the other one is the Infinitum, which is going to be green and blue. Beautiful on both of them. And there's going to be some extra little perks there in the Kickstarter. So go ahead and check out the link below, as well as check out Emily Slights 52. So that you can get notified when this Kickstarter launches, because it's going to be out of this world. So today we're going to be talking about some magic. And we're going to not only just talk about the magic, but we're going to talk about the puzzle. And we're going to also try to deliver on that ever-elusive magical moment. Those are the three things that you need to keep in mind. The puzzle, which is for the spectator. The effect, which is what it is that you're trying to convey, and the magical moment. All of these things are for the spectator. The performance is for the spectator. This is really a customer-driven thing. It's all about playing off from the spectator's intuition, which is important, and their observation. Because if you can trick, not necessarily trick, it's a trick, yes, but you want to be able to perform at a level where the spectator doesn't know what's going to happen, but he suspects where it's going because it's linear in that way. If it's a sequential or if it's a visual thing, what's going to be nice for them is when they know where it's going, but you still blow their mind when you get there. And that is really what you want to focus on. So today we're going to be looking at, well, more than three tricks, really. But the three tricks that we're going to be looking at are going to be the three tricks that I have put into my routine for my card tricks that I prefer. Now, what's interesting about them, well, we'll get into that later. So why don't we go ahead and get into it here, and we're going to go ahead and have a card selected, right? Let's go ahead and have a card selected. That's a good card right there. Just popped right out of the deck. That's going to be the 7 of Spades. So if we take the 7 of Spades and we lose it into the pack, all we're going to need now is we're going to need, yeah, somewhere in here, but we actually have an extra deck of cards. This would be a good time to talk about the Northern Lights. The Northern Lights are another deck from Emily Slights 52. We've got our Silk here. Now, this can be mixed up or shuffled by the spectator, which is really nice. This gives them a moment to mix everything up. Everything's purple. Everything's purple. Gotta love the purple. So now we know what your card is because we looked at it. But in reality, you could do this completely blind. That's perfectly okay. Because the idea here is that we want something magical to happen with the silk. The deck is encapsulated, just like your attention right now. As you can see, a card is emerging from within the silk. And it just comes right out of there, just like magic. The 7 of Spades. Wowzers. And you can see that there is, in fact, no hole in that silk. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Love it. So that is the card through silk. Now, that's a principle of, what do you say that would be? That's a phasing type of trick. You can do like coin magic, coin through table, card through table, stuff like that. That's card through silk. That's a phasing type trick. So you're going to have that go through the silk. So that's the idea. But the story that you put into it is really what you build into for that trick. The next one that we go into, there's a variant. There's 2 different ways that you can do this that can work. We're going to do the simpler one for today. Now we should still have, let's go ahead and find the same card, right? Because if you've heard of ambitious card, this whole routine can be considered an ambitious card. So the easiest way to find a card is to go through the deck and to find it. Just saying, right? So now if we were to lose that card back into the pack, that might seem, it might seem to be, what's a good word? Superfluous? Is that the right word? I don't think that's the right word. We'll have to look it up after the show here. But that's okay. So if we lose the card into the pack, okay, we're going to lose it. We just found it. We're going to lose it. You know how it works, right? Now we're going to mix up the pack like this. So everything's going to go one way or the other. Okay, so we're effectively, we found the card, now we're mixing up the deck. Now, of course, if you don't want to use the same card, that's okay. You're going to get something like this in the middle where everything is just kind of wonky, right? But the idea here is to eventually show that everything is back the way that it should be, except for the one card in the center, which is going to be the 7 of Spades. Beautiful. So that is known as the sloppy deck, which is kind of like a triumph. But if you're going to be doing walk around, that's a great thing that you can do to really accentuate. And that is another effect, is a turnover card, effectively. You're mixing up the pack, and you're creating a card to become turned over in the pack. Now, like I said, there's a variant that I do, which is the, see if I can remember the name. I know it's Back in Time, or I'll think about it here, but it's from Jay Sankey. It's a time travel one, because I like doing this effect with my Back to the Future cards, which is really nice. I like working with the idea of time, because time manipulation. I'm taking a little bit of your time so that we can provide you with some entertainment value here. Yes, entertainment value. So now the last one is to be considered, because I want you to take a second here, and I want you to consider the stuff that we've already talked about, the first two there, the card through silk and the sloppy deck. And now, if you are somebody who is familiar with Magic, I want you to think about it from the perspective of the other type of spectator who might be watching this video right now, which is somebody who is not familiar with Magic in that regard. They're not familiar. So I want you to think about it from, we call the layman, the spectator, the one who is coming here for the sole purpose of the magical moment, not the puzzle. Because if you're a spectator that cares about the puzzle, go ahead and check out the other videos I have here on the channel. Go ahead and subscribe. I will teach you some of these things. I'll teach you how to do the puzzle. Or you can go and check out some other fantastic creators on YouTube who are also doing some great stuff for the community and for Magic. So go check those out, and I will have some of those linked down below. Now, if you are the layman, if you are the spectator who is here for the magical moment, consider the stuff that we've already done here, and consider it from the, wow, what just happened? Okay, now, we go back into the deck. We're going to give you a little bit of a bonus here. We're actually going to stand up. It's going to be kind of impressive here. Yes, he's wearing pants. Okay, very good. So now we're using the 7 of Spades, right? It's in the middle of the pack, which is a good place for that right there. Okay, so now we have it right there. Now all we got to do is snap our fingers, and you're going to see the moment that it actually jumps to the top. Yes, it's quite impressive. You think we switched it? No, right there. There it is. So I want you to keep an eye on that card right there. Now, again, this is another trick that can be done completely blind. This card can be chosen from the pack at random. You could be the only person in the world who knows what this card is. And what we would do is we would find your card. Yes, we would find your card. And how would we find it? Well, of course, we know what it is, right? We know it's the 7 of Spades in this case. But if it wasn't, we would play a little bit of a game with your imagination. Beautiful. We're going to bring you into the magic. We're going to create the magical moment together. And how we're going to do that is this. I want you to imagine that all of the red cards are gone. They've flown away. They're gone. You've made them disappear. Now we know it's a spade, so get rid of all of the clubs. They're gone. They're already gone. It's magic. Now we know it's the 7, so get rid of everything else. The ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, jack, queen, and king, which leaves us only with the 7 of spades. Beautiful. Whoa! You made the whole deck disappear. Your magic's too strong for me. And there you have it. Beautiful little prop here. The Omni deck. If you've made it this far in the video, you've earned the right to know what this is. This is a beautiful magician's tool. I'm going to go ahead and reach in the back of my pocket here. Cards are here. Okay. Caught on something there. Small space, you know? Okay. So that particular trick doesn't really have a name, I guess. But so this is the Omni deck. Beautiful tool. You can do a switch, a deck switch to the Omni deck. You have the card here. I do the idea of a rising card. So this comes out. Now if you catch the light just right, it looks like it's actually coming out of the deck. And about at this moment, they're going to notice something's fishy here. But it kind of looks like it's coming from the center. If you keep your angles right, it'll look like it's coming out of the center of that block. Wow. So this is a beautiful trick. End with this, and these are the 3 tricks that I use for my card routine. My 3 tricks, and here's why. So the first one, and this one ends the trick. Okay, so this allows me, I can leave the deck put away, and then I can put this in the box with their card, or if it's signed, it could be the same card. And you can add a couple of things along the way. We mix the card back into the deck every time, but you don't have to do that. Actually, I would recommend you don't. You can do those little things in the middle of card control. So if you've got their card here, you're putting it back into the pack, and you want to retain that card, you can retain it, and it'll be right back on top. So that leads us into, beautiful segue, that leads us into the next thing that I want to talk about from Sean Devine. Beautiful channel that's come across my radar recently. Just like Martin the Legend, Bronx Magic, I think is what it's called. They're these channels that do like short tutorials. They're going to be things that you want to check out if you want to learn some quick magic. But I definitely recommend you do some deep dive into like Doug Kahn, Jason Marr, the bigger names, the bigger people that are going to be able to give you some context, to find some books, learn some magic, or watch some videos. So this is called the paddle wheel control. Now let's hope that I can perform it the way that it should be. So basically we're going to have a card selected, okay? And that card is going to be this one right here. That's the 7. That's still the 7. You see that right there? Still the 7. We're going to put it right there into the pack. Yeah, into the pack. It's going to actually, we're still working on the slide, right? You know the slide as it goes into the pack? You actually get to watch it go into the pack. But yet, it makes its way back to the top of the deck. What? Is your mind not blown? So yeah, that's a beautiful trick I recently learned. It's called the paddle wheel control by Sean Devine. SeanDevin. The good news is it's going to be up top here. You're going to be able to find that and go right to it. It's a wonderful move. You can play around with it. I kind of added a couple of things into that. I added a control, a force into the beginning. The way that it would typically be performed is just do a dribble, grab the card out, drop this here, and now you've got your beautiful 9. It's just a 9. It's not the 7 this time. Now you would just put it into the pack over here, but of course it's going to be on top of the deck. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Beautiful. So check out Emily Slights 52 because she's got some new stuff for you. Yep, you and you and you and you in the back. So thank you, everybody. Check out these other great channels. Like I said, we're going to link them down below. Sean Devine's going to be up top there, back in that section when we did that. And if you like any of that stuff that I showed you today, go ahead and check it out. That is my 3-part part of an ambitious card routine, but I have a different ambitious card routine that I do, which actually is beautiful with the Northern Lights. Comes with a nice little card, which is my favorite magic trick. Maybe we're going to do my next video is going to just be all about talking about that again, because we absolutely love it, and we will talk, and talk some more. So thank you, everybody. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to click the little... that's the subscribe over here. I switch it around and then I confuse myself. Subscribe's over here, and the video for you is over here. Thank you, everybody. And remember, stay positive, stay active, and stay awesome.